Thanks for watching County Report this week. I'm Susan Kennedy. We start this time with a new bill that would change the way the county handles big box retailers. This new legislation would make sure the public has a say in how these big box stores are developed. It would require store officials to meet with civic leaders and create a community benefits agreement. But the measure has put plans for the new Costco in Wheaton on hold. We spoke to council members about where this controversial measure stands.
I think it's really very important for policymakers like myself to pay attention to the fact that there is an imbalance when big corporations like certain big box retailers come into the community and have no reason to sit down and talk to the residents that they will be either harming in some way or that their business is going to create some big problems for local small companies. So this bill will do its best, I think, to level the playing field. But I also think it's important for our residents to know that this bill is also going to promote, I hope, for the long term, good paying jobs that provide a living wage and benefits to help us undergird our community. I do not believe for 1 second that the $4 million that the county has now given over to Westfield Mall gives them the right to say that they're not going to do what they said they were going to do in the first place, which is to build the Costco.
It's a great conversation for us. It's to make sure that folks do understand that, again, the priorities are making sure that these businesses are in the right place, that we understand their impact on small business, we understand their impact on the community, make sure that those relationships are there, and also making sure that we're being mindful of how they're treating their employees that are our constituents.
It's been more than 30 years since we've seen snow here in October, but flakes were falling from the sky last weekend. Despite those statistics, right about this time every year, the county's Department of Transportation holds its annual snow summit to assess the preparedness of the county's snow plans and fleet. Lorna Virgili tells us how the county is prepared for this snow season and what new initiatives are in place.
These are the men and women involved in the storm operations program in the county. The annual Snow Summit brought them together under one roof to finalize the logistics behind the snow removal operations.
It's important for everyone to understand the nature of the program, the logistics of the program, the thinking behind the program, and more importantly, the implementation of the program.
With the snow season just around the corner, the county is ready and prepared. That means the fleet is ready. Employees and contractors are aware of the latest technology, and the goal is to maintain an efficient and effective transportation system despite weather conditions.
We want to keep our transportation system moving. That is, getting the buses to move, allow you to move around the county. The other is there's an economic impact. If we can't move around in this county, we can't have our stores, our vendors working. So there's an economic impact, a significant economic impact. So our job is to have an efficient and effective transportation system no matter what the weather.
This year, the county implements the first-in-the-nation navigation system to boost efficiency for drivers and contractors. For County Report this week, Lorna Virgili.
Congestion in Montgomery County has not changed in the past 2 years. That according to the latest mobility report. The report is put together by county transportation planners who monitor local traffic trends. The report also ranks the top 10 congested intersections in the county, and it puts the intersection of Old Georgetown Road and Democracy Boulevard at the top of its list.
Most indications are that congestion is as bad as our people have perceived it to be, which is unacceptable, and we need to change it. So there has been a recession which has reduced the number of vehicle miles traveled, but that's a blip as opposed and masks the underlying reality, which of course is that congestion is terrible in our community. It's why we rank #1 in the country in terms of congestion. So no one should sugarcoat this, and I don't believe the report intends to do that. We have a bad situation that we need to attend to. We need to be more aggressive on things like bike share, which Arlington and Alexandria and the District of Columbia have done with great a great job doing, and hopefully Montgomery County will catch up. I'm certainly urging us to do so. And secondly, we need to focus on rapid transit, which is a major initiative that hopefully will transform our community and make rapid transit a much more accessible option for so many of our people.
We want to congratulate 13 members of the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service who were promoted this week to positions of battalion chief, captain, lieutenant, and master firefighter. The group was honored at a ceremony surrounded by family members, and each received the recognition directly from Fire Chief Richie Bowers. The promotion process within the department is competitive and represents an important step in the promotee's career.
Initially, at the master firefighter rank or lieutenant, it takes 4.5 to 5 years for the training and experience that you have to have in order to compete competitively for the promotional exam. Each one of these people here today, the 13 that we're recognizing, competed in multiple, some of them multiple promotional exams that were competitively administered.
The ceremony was held at the Public Safety Training Academy, and the fire department holds these celebrations of success twice a year. Now for an update on a story we brought you earlier this year. A lawsuit filed against a Dickerson couple by their domestic worker is now moving to court. Janet Gonzalez was the first to file the lawsuit under a new law requiring employers to provide their domestic workers with a written contract. Ms. Gonzalez alleges her employer of failing to pay minimum wage and overtime, breach of contract, misrepresentation, negligence, and trafficking. She is seeking compensation for lost wages, punitive damages, and interest. Still ahead on County Report this week, we'll show you how Montgomery County Public Schools are working to teach students to be better critical thinkers. And a celebration of culture at Montgomery College. We'll be right back. Welcome back to County Report. Veterans Day is November 11th, and the city of Rockville will be honoring the lives of those men and women who served at the annual Veterans Day ceremony. This year's guest speaker is Michael Higgs, a U.S. Navy Vietnam veteran and now Montgomery County teacher. Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer gives us more in this piece.
A lot of Vietnam veterans didn't want to get involved with anything government or military. We were treated shabbily when we came home, and we were just like dismissed. And we knew that we had not done anything shameful. We had done what our nation had asked us to do.
Michael Higgs is the speaker for the city's Veterans Day ceremony this year. He's the commander of the Disabled American Veterans Local Chapter 12. He served in Vietnam as a Navy photographer.
I joined the Navy to avoid going to Vietnam. It was really getting hot over there at the time, and I didn't really want to be a mud person with bullets flying and stuff, so I joined the Navy and ended up there anyway. We shot a lot of pictures of the rebuilding orphanages, rebuilding towns, and just helping the people reestablish themselves. It was an awful lot of goodwill work.
The city's Veterans Day ceremony happens every year on November 11th at 11 a.m. in Veterans Park. The mayor and council will lead a tribute to the men and women who have served in our nation's armed forces.
I hope that people will never again unappreciate the people that sacrifice their lives, their time, their energy to something bigger than they are.
For more information about this event, go online to rockvillemd.gov/events.
Well, as we all know, winter did make an early appearance last week. Montgomery County Police have some hints for motorists who are out on the road in case Mother Nature strikes again. Officer Rebecca Innocenti is here with those tips. Officer, what do we need to do?
Thank you, Susan. As the winter months approach, the Montgomery County Police Department wants to remind residents that there are ways they can prepare for winter driving. First of all, take your vehicle to a service center where they can do a maintenance checkup on your vehicle and they can make sure that all systems are working properly. The Montgomery County Police Department recommends that people have an emergency survival kit that they keep in their vehicle at all times. This kit includes items that you might need in case of an emergency or if you're stranded on the roadway. Secondly, before heading out, make sure you check the weather, either by listening to the radio or watching television. And if there is going to be hazardous weather conditions and you don't need to go out, simply stay home. If travel is essential, make sure that you leave in plenty of time to get to your destination and know that you're going to need to use extra caution on the roadway. Clear all snow and ice from your car. This includes clearing ice and snow from your mirrors so that you can see, clearing it from your headlights so that you're visible on the roadway, and also clearing it from the roof. Use extra caution when approaching bridges and overpasses, as these sections of the road freeze sooner in colder weather and also stay frozen longer. And finally, if you do become stranded, stay in your vehicle, as it is the safest and warmest place for you to be. If you have a cellular phone, call 911 if it's an emergency and wait for help. Also, if you can make your car more visible, if you have flares, light them and put on your emergency lights so that people can see you.
Okay, that is some very great information for motorists out there. Thanks for sharing that with us, Officer Rebecca Innocenti, Montgomery County Police. In worldwide studies, the United States is falling behind our foreign competitors in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM subjects. According to one recent study, American 15-year-olds ranked 21st in science and 25th in math compared to other countries. Let's see how Montgomery County schools are raising the bar in STEM education.
Superintendent Dr. Joshua Starr visited Ridgeview and Lakelands Park Middle Schools to watch students conduct realistic bioscience experiments. The hands-on lab activities were presented by community scientists from the Maryland Biolab and Johns Hopkins University.
We are using micro pipettes to mix colors and make different colors out of just 3 colors, the primary colors.
So they were testing on the colors of the rainbow. That's how they could see if they got the right answer. And then all of the levels of the liquid should have lined up as well. So they were actually doing a self-assessment and they could look right away to see, well, what did I do? Maybe if I made a mistake, what could I do next time to change that?
They were doing real-world experiments. The kids seemed highly engaged. It's really wonderful to see.
I enjoyed that we got to learn a lot about science. We got to test out new instruments.
This community-school partnership underlines the significance of a nationwide effort to increase science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM education in the classroom.
It's really important that our kids become great problem solvers, that they have to know how to think creatively and really develop their own knowledge in lots of ways and understand the way the world works around them.
I really think it's important for them to learn skills. I think we've done a lot with content, but actually putting those skills to use and seeing where the students can go.
Those kind of critical thinking skills that the sciences help develop are very important to the future of our economy, quite frankly.
I'm so thrilled that we actually had scientists from the community here supporting our middle school students.
So do that now while you have your colors in front of you.
So much of science is about discovery, it's about inquiry, it's about testing a hypothesis and trying to figure out the way the world works. That's what's going to make great scientists of the future, and that's what we really want to promote in Montgomery County.
It was a special day at Montgomery College where students from different ethnicities celebrated their academic achievements. Here's MCTV's Danielle Stesky with the details.
Asians, African Americans, and Hispanics celebrated together the first Multi-Ethnic Excellence Awards.
This award ceremony was an opportunity to really celebrate student academic achievement and do it in a way where all the college various groups that we would celebrate based on different ethnic groups were able to do it all at one time and do it really where we're celebrating the entire campus versus doing it at each individual campus. So I'm very excited about it.
The students who received the Multi-Ethnic Academic Award have completed a minimum of 24 credits and have a cumulative GPA of at least 3.5. For this academic year, 900 students were eligible, with 120 of them making a 4.0 GPA.
It feels great, actually, that finally all my hard work is being, acknowledged by all these people.
More than 170 countries are represented at Montgomery College. Dr. Pollard says that in terms of ethnic population, there is no majority race at MC.
We really are a microcosm of what's happening in our world, and I also think that we represent the best of what that is.
It was a day to celebrate accomplishments and to remember the academic challenges faced by many students whose first language is not English.
I couldn't understand my professor's lectures, and I couldn't communicate very well with my classmates.
And for those who didn't receive an award this year,
keep pushing, keep trying hard. Don't give up. Believe in yourself.
Still to come on County Report this week, a story about some Montgomery County residents who are turning trash into treasure. And we'll take you to a special award ceremony that recently took place at Strathmore Hall. Stay with us. Welcome back. Montgomery College held a conference recently that celebrated American literature and writing in all its forms. Here's Montgomery College's Michael Brown with the story.
For the 16th time, Montgomery College hosted the F. Scott Fitzgerald Literary Conference, a day-long event featuring noted authors, seminars, music, and award presentations. NPR book critic Maureen Corrigan kicked off the event with an intriguing examination of Fitzgerald's timeless classic, The Great Gatsby.
Why I like The Great Gatsby, why you like The Great Gatsby, why America likes The Great Gatsby, why so many of us do think it's the greatest American novel that we've got.
Also on the program, MC professor Julie Wakeman-Lynn told of working in Tanzania with a group of young orphans. She guided them as they wrote their very first short stories, which were then published as a fundraiser for their school.
No one had ever asked them to write a story before. No one had ever listened to them since their parents had died. I found a wonderful publisher in Makuki Nyota. They got very excited about the project. And here it is. It's a beautiful edition.
And as always, the highlight of the conference was the presentation of the F. Scott Fitzgerald Literary Award. This year's honoree was Maxine Hong Kingston, who started her remarks by, appropriately enough, paying tribute to F. Scott Fitzgerald.
I first read him when I was a teenager, and I discovered him for myself. And it was just going to the Stockton Public Library and wanting to read all of it and getting away from the children's section into the adult section and reading everything. I came across Fitzgerald and loved his writing.
She captivated the audience with stories from her life, descriptions of her inspirations, and then read from one of her latest works, I Love a Broad Margin to My Life.
I am turning 65 years of age. In 2 weeks, I will be 65 years old. I can accumulate time and lose time. I sit here writing in the dark. Can't see to change these penciled words.
We're all trying to be a little bit greener in our everyday lives, and now some local residents are making it easier to do. The compost crew will take your trash and turn it into black gold. Ryan Walter, Brian Flores, and Stefan Grundman met in elementary school.
Well, at the beginning, we didn't really like each other. It took 2 years. I was faster than him, which was pretty much.
I admit it now.
But we got over it, and we've all been great friends.
They did get over it. A decade later, they formed a company called the Compost Crew. The crew is an at-home compost pickup service that turns waste into rich soil.
Our customers are very into the green movement, and they're very motivated to make a difference. A lot of people want to compost, and it's just something that they don't have the time or energy to do.
I think makes sense to do the scraps that they go part to the earth, and I'm a gardener, so I know the value of compost. I really like this idea because it is a lot of work.
We're taking organic waste out of landfills, we're reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and then the flip side of it, if compost is used on agricultural fields and other gardens, it's just a organic, natural way to just have better produce without the need of chemicals.
The average person doesn't have this amount of room, doesn't have this amount of time, and so the idea was really designed for apartment or condominium people who just don't have that kind of land in their backyard or don't want to put their food scraps in their backyard. So we really think our service is tailored to that kind of customer.
In these troubled economic times, these three friends are hoping the public can't bite off more than it can chew.
It really is top of the line soil, and you know, there's a sense of pride, of course, of your trash being put in your own garden to grow.
The Arts and Humanities Council of Montgomery County is the county's go-to local arts agency. And this past week, County Executive Ike Leggett honored those making a difference in our community with their contribution to the arts.
The arts are alive and well in Montgomery County despite recent budget cuts. And every year, County Executive Ike Leggett honors individuals, organizations, and patrons of the arts at the County Executives Awards for Excellence in the Arts and Humanities, hosted at the Music Center at Strathmore.
I want to congratulate all the individuals and groups who are honored here tonight. You have given and continue to give so much of yourselves to enrich every man, woman, and child in this great county.
Montgomery County Arts and Humanities organizations add $117 million to our local economy, generating nearly $8 million in state and local tax revenue, creating over the equivalent of 2,000 full-time jobs. Awards that were given out this year range from the Volunteer Awards to the Lifetime Achievement Awards, and the Education Award was given to none other than John Taylor Kinderman, a 3-time Emmy Award-winning host and a master artist in education. And to show his heartfelt appreciation, Kinderman sang a little tune.
I'm thankful for our friends and our families too. I'm thankful for my health and the things I can do. I'm thankful all day. I'm thankful all night. I'm thankful that all things turn out all right. Thank you, God. Thank you.
Other performances were by Lumina Studio Theater, El Corrado, and Warner Williams. The award ceremony ended with a proclamation to the Arts and Humanities Council, officially making October National Arts and Humanities Month in Montgomery County.
Up next on County Report, some county staff members come together to support our local military. And Kathy Stanhope is here with 2 four-legged friends who need a new home when County Report this week continues.
If you're planning to enroll at MC, then don't miss MC's Academic and Career Fair November 12th on the Germantown campus. Meet faculty representatives from more than 20 fields of study. Have your financial aid questions answered. Learn about special programs offered for high-achieving students and much more. MC celebrates the diversity of the college community and takes a stand against bullying with Making It Better, a college-wide statement that was endorsed and supported by MC's Board of Trustees. This effort was spearheaded by MC Pride, a grassroots group of college employees. The Water Engine, a provocative new play from David Mamet, is coming to the Performing Arts Center on MC's Rockville campus November 16th through 19th. The play emphasizes the efforts made by big oil companies to suppress an alternative energy technology.
Kathy Stanhope is here with a package deal in our Pet of the Week segment.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and I am here with something very, very special. As you can see, I have a 2-month-old little Chihuahua puppy down here in black and white, and his name is Tucker. He's a little male. And then I have his stepbrother. This is Bella. She's about a year old, and she's maybe a mini pincher. They both unfortunately had to be given up. They were owned by a senior citizen who really sadly became too ill to take care of them. So they had to come here, and I think along maybe with their resident hamster that they used to live with. They both loved their little hamster brother, and they love each other, but because the puppy is so young, they're really not bonded. So they can be adopted individually. They're both short-haired dogs. As you can see, they're very little, they're very tiny, they're very portable. They like to ride in the car. They like other people. They like cats. They like each other. They are just so sweet. I have never held a Chihuahua puppy before, but it is actually a very, very special thing because this little thing, as you can see, is as cute as anything in the world, and he is just so sweet. So come on down to the Montgomery County Humane Society and meet these two. It's Bella and Tucker, 2 months old and 1 year respectively. They are just waiting to go home with you. You can visit them at the shelter in Rockville, or you can see them on the web at mchumane.org, or give us a call at 240-773-5967. And even if you're not thinking about adopting, consider fostering one or both of these little creatures. They're just so cute and they're so sweet. We can always use foster homes, and we can always use volunteers if you want to get some exercise and walk dogs, or if you like to cuddle with a cat. All these animals love any time they can get out of the cage while they're here, and we need volunteers to do that. So give us a call again at 240-773-5967 and come on down and help us. Thanks.
In recognition of the 25th Annual Community Service Week, Council staff collected various items for injured military personnel who are receiving treatment at Walter Reed Naval Medical Center. Employees collected items that the American Red Cross recommended were needed by injured soldiers and veterans at the facility.
Thank you for your good service.
4 years ago, Navy Petty Officer Lamont Nolan returned home from Kuwait and Iraq needing medical attention and a little more.
When I was injured and I was in Germany with the USO, basically they gave me a chocolate chip cookie, they gave me a toothbrush, they gave me things that I could really use daily event. So it's something that I didn't have on my person when I came back from service, but it's something I really appreciated and we value as service members.
Those little gifts for injured military personnel are what County Council office employees collected for Montgomery County's Community Service Day a few weeks ago.
Look at that. See? Wow, that's great.
This has been a really awesome Community Service Week celebrating the 25th anniversary of Community Service Day. I appreciate everybody getting involved and chipping in to do your part to collect items for the wounded soldiers that are at Walter Reed.
I just want to say on behalf of the American Red Cross, thank you to each and every one of you, because the items that you've donated, and I'm just so excited because I'm low on all of the things that I'm seeing. I know that I'm sure a lot of you are parents. 20 minutes after they get the phone call, they are on the first plane here to meet their son or their daughter. They don't pack, they come with nothing, which is why these are basic needs that they come. They don't have anything to sleep in, they need sweatshirts, sweatpants, they need DVDs to watch. I can't wait to give it all out because it really, really, just a hooded sweatshirt brings a humongous smile to their faces every single time. And you guys have done an absolutely phenomenal thing here, and I just want to say thank you.
I say Montgomery County is the best county in Maryland, and we have great leaders. We have a great county government, and I appreciate all the staff here.
We didn't even pay this guy.
Not yet, not yet. A donut, that's my payment. Just a donut, just half a donut.
Well, that does it for this edition of County Report This Week. Be sure to tune in again next week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. Thanks for watching.